Across the Philippines, churches are faithfully advancing God's work, preaching the gospel, discipling believers, serving communities, and transforming lives. But behind many thriving ministries is a growing challenge that few are talking about. In many churches today, only 1 to 3% of members carry most of the financial responsibility. A small group of faithful givers sustain ministry operations, missions, outreach, discipleship, and church growth. While we honor these generous stewards, many churches have quietly become dependent on only a handful of people. The problem is not that God lacks resources. Our God is abundant. The deeper issue is that too few believers are being discipled into biblical generosity and faithful stewardship. Many church leaders hesitate to teach generosity. They fear sounding self-serving. So instead of cultivating generous disciples, churches often rely on a few generous individuals. Multiply 25 was created to change that. Through Christian Stewards, we are building a movement of generosity in churches across the nation. Our vision is simple: to multiply generous stewards. To help churches build a culture where generosity becomes part of discipleship, worship, and everyday faith. For only 25,000 pesos, Multiply 25 can equip 25 pastors to teach and model biblical generosity. These pastors then disciple their churches to become faithful and joyful stewards. One trained pastor can influence hundreds. One church can transform an entire community. And together, we can reach thousands of churches across the Philippines. We have witnessed testimonies of churches flourishing. At one congregation, they were able to support and build 16 church buildings in far-flung and less privileged communities. Another church have started offering a combined college scholarship and discipleship program to 12 graduating students from a public high school they have been ministering to. The families of these 12 scholars are now actively participating in this church. The mission is urgent. Many of today's generous givers are aging. And unless a culture of generosity is intentionally passed on, the next generation may inherit wealth, but not the heart to steward it for God's kingdom. A recent report revealed that Asia is approaching a $5.8 trillion intergenerational wealth transfer by 2030. The question is not whether resources will exist. The question is whether the next generation will be discipled to use them faithfully. This is why we must start now. Multiply 25 is not merely about fundraising. It is about discipleship. It is about forming believers who understand that everything belongs to God, and that every resource can be used for His purposes. When generosity becomes a culture, it becomes multi-generational. It shapes hearts, values, decisions, and entire communities. Imagine churches no longer dependent on just a few generous people. Imagine congregations filled with disciples who joyfully participate in God's work. Imagine churches with greater capacity for missions, outreach, church planting, compassion ministries, and kingdom impact. This is the transformation Multiply 25 seeks to create. From the very beginning, God's design has always been multiplication. In Genesis, He said, "Be fruitful and multiply." Jesus taught the parable of the talents, calling His followers not to bury what they were given, but to grow it. And in the Great Commission, He calls us to multiply disciples. Multiply 25 simply applies this kingdom principle to generosity and stewardship. If you have faithfully carried the burden of supporting God's work, perhaps now is the time to multiply that impact. Together, we can raise a new generation of generous stewards. Together, we can strengthen churches across the Philippines. Together, we can build a culture of generosity that lasts for generations. Join us. Support Multiply 25. And help multiply generous stewards for God's kingdom.